when they all hugged Kara when she came into the school after her dad was arrested. I was like, this is Heartstopper if Heartstopper got really fucked up.
Wait, another moment when you went, Ravi and Pip are under an umbrella and you're like, it's like Charlie wins.
They're shook. They're shook. They're shaking.
Hi, it's Megan.
And it's Bree.
And we just want to talk about TV.
Welcome to our podcast,
Unseriesous. Each episode, we're going to cover a TV show, new or old, and have a silly little conversation about it.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get unserious.
What do you fucking say?
Hey, Sarge.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh my god, that's what I was going to say.
Hey, Sarge.
Hey, Sarge.
This is how the audiobook person did. Hey, Sarge.
No.
I was like, oh.
Hey, Sarge.
But then when they did, like, sorry, just getting right into it, raw dogging this podcast, when they were, like, doing the transcripts or, like, audio recording, and then they would have actual actors play the other roles,
Yeah.
I was like, Ravi, cute as hell.
And, the voice?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's just cute in comparison to the female voice actor going, hey, Sarge. And no disrespect to her, I liked her voice a lot.
Hey,
I liked her voice, but her doing other voices, I was like, okay.
She should have been like, hey, Sarge. Now.
Well, no.
Well, not in the book.
Anyway, we're talking about A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and we're going to get into all the book, show, audiobook discourse in a second.
Book up in there.
Same thing. We're gonna be talking about all the tea.
We're spilling the tea.
But first I have to catch up with Bree. Bree, how are you doing? What's been going on, girl?
Yeah.
Do anything exciting lately?
Oh, anything exciting? I can't think of anything. No.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. No, okay. No,
I can think of a couple things, but you go off.
You know what I did?
What did you
last
do?
night by myself?
With absolutely no one else
There's
there.
no one there.
Yeah.
Just me.
Just you and Sabrine.
Me and Sabrina. Me and Sabrina Carpenter.
It's Sabrina's fault that I'm this, like, delulu right now.
I'm delusional. Oh, wait, but remember me, I put, like, the picture, I don't know what podcast it was, I put the picture of me, like, trying to get the tickets.
Yeah! Oh my god, big update from us.
Big update.
Yeah, if anyone knows, if any of our core fans remember our struggle to get Sabrina Carpenter tickets, God heard our prayers. And by God, basically my coworker and Jen from Spotify answered our prayers, and we were able to go see Sabrina for free. With my whole team.
Yeah.
And all their plus ones.
Yeah, they were there.
You were like, it was just me and Sabrina.
I was the only one there.
It was so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. I'm so tired right now.
Yeah.
But it was so short and sweet.
No, literally, she really hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah. It was over so fast, but it was so good.
It was such a good show. Like, she just puts on a show. The visuals, the stage, the costumes, her sense of humor. She was giving it all.
She just gives it all.
Yeah.
I don't know how she gives that much every day.
Mm-hmm. I want to be your friend. That's what I was saying to one of my coworkers today. And then me and Sydney, one of my other coworkers, we were all in the front row. We all formed an alliance. We got there early to claim that front row. And I think it's before she does espresso, that one, like, video clip plays.
Yeah.
And then it was that guy talking, and then it's silence, and immediately Sydney goes, what?
Yeah.
I was cracking up about that today.
What?
Like, that just kept replaying on
like,
my head.
huh?
And it was, like, perfectly timed, like, as soon as it, like, stopped playing.
You're just quiet.
What? So funny.
I felt bad for taking the front row.
Apparently, yeah, you couldn't see much from back there. Aww. I was told today.
Yeah.
But this is why you get there at the crack it on.
Yeah, and you sit your ass down.
Yeah, we did commit.
Yeah.
And we gave up merch. We were like, we have to hold down the fort, and we're gonna order online.
Yeah, I know. I needed.
Amen.
I was looking today, and I didn't see the one I want.
Oh, the yellow one?
the blue. Well, I don't know. It looks different. Like, it looks like the same design, but it looks like light blue. And it's like, the one that I saw was dark blue. I
also asked Sydney if they were able to get merch, her and her friends, afterwards. You said yes, but a lot of stuff was sold out.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, who's to say if what we wanted would have been there anyway?
I know. And those lines were crazy.
I'll order my shirt.
I'm too old. Very VIP.
But it was so good. Yeah, I think she's so fun.
Relate
to desperation.
It was so good.
So good.
I was so sad when it was over.
But at least we got to experience it with Joey King.
No, that's even... In her post, she said, my wife.
Icons.
I want to see Joey King.
Yeah, I love her.
I'm a Joey King stan.
I'll say it. I'll defend her.
She's never done anything wrong.
What has she done wrong?
What has she literally done?
Tell me her crimes.
Except slay them.
Also done boots.
I don't know if she's done that, but she...
I can't say in Uglies or Kissing Boots, but I think she slayed the house down boots as Gypsy Rose.
No, she really did.
And I think people forget that.
I think people forget her range.
Yeah.
And that she's been in some more serious pieces of...
Yeah.
But all they think of is Kissing Booth, Uglies, Joey.
Yeah, but God forbid she have some fun.
God forbid she does a little cash grab.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Make your coin and then shave your head for Gypsy.
Shave your head and really commit to the art.
Yeah.
And she did.
And we respect that.
I respect her.
Joey King on the pod win.
Joey King on the pod win.
Joey Rose.
For what? Uglies.
Uglies. She can come talk about Outer Banks for 5 minutes, but the rest of the time we talk to... We got a Chase Stokes pod crush to Chase Stokes unseriesous pipeline
win. Today we have Uglies.
It's one movie. We're like, we'll break format for one thing only. Uglies.
Uglies. That's... What else do I have to say? I got my new phone.
Yeah, huge.
It's really nice. I thought I'd never get a new phone, and now I have a new phone.
I'm proud of you.
I got to zoom in on Sabrina.
That's huge.
My other phone was combusting. It's like literally about to blow up.
You got it just in time.
Yeah. And I haven't been reading. I've just been watching my little shows.
Yeah.
Well,
we got to catch up on some of them, but it's fine. We're getting there.
Some of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What have you been doing?
I'll fucking tell you what I've been doing. I've been living every single day like it's Saturday night.
Oh, wait, I forgot!
I said, let me talk.
You can have it.
No, we can both talk.
But it is Saturday
I went by myself to see Saturday night. No one was there. Yes, me and Brie and friend of the show Julia went to see Saturday Night on Friday night, but the movie invigorated us so much that we lived our entire weekend like every night was Saturday night. I was like, you don't get it. It's Saturday night. It's Friday, but it's Saturday night. I'm getting like chills just thinking about the movie. It's truly a movie for people who love movie and television, specifically television. I was like, I love a movie about television. Obviously, like, if you're a fan of Saturday Night Live, it's so cool seeing like this retelling of the 90 minutes leading up to the first 90 minutes of SNL ever, and everyone playing real life stars. Gilda Radner, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, played by Dylan O'Brien, friend of the show, friend of my heart.
Friend of the show.
I was having the time of my life because Dylan O'Brien was there. Rachel Sennett was there.
Yes.
Everyone was. Lamorne Morris was there. All friends of the show.
Yeah, friends of the show.
People we love and enjoy. There's truly someone there for every single person, I feel. And it was just so cool, like I said, to see like an SNL sort of origin story, but it really just like throws you in. It's like
chaos.
You're just there. You're just already in it. It's all happening. You're kind of like figuring things out as you go. Obviously, if you have like knowledge of it, you can kind of follow along, but it was really cool. And I love how fast paced paced it was. Like, I truly was, like, never bored, and was, like, it, like, went by, I feel like, so fast. You can't even look away from the screen. No, like, we had to look away to sign our check at the Alamo Draft House, and we missed a penis.
Oh, thank God.
Which, thank God. Everyone was like, I just missed something huge. And I was like, but at any point, if you looked away for too long, like, just, like, it was, like, boom, 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 boom. I think there was, like, only, like, one moment where it seemed to, like, pause, and I'm trying to remember what that was. It was something with Lorne Michaels, maybe when they were in the stairwell or something. I don't know. But it was just, like, constant stuff, and I thought that was so cool. It was, like, it felt like something that would be in one take. They obviously didn't do it in one take, but it was, like, happening in real time. Like, you're basically living, like, the 90 minutes with them, and it was so cool. It gave me a rush. The last 5 minutes gave me chills. Briefly, me and Julia had known vocal Chevy Chase haters. Chevy Chase lays down one brick. If you know, you know. We went, are we obsessed with Chevy Chase?
And I was like,
literally one character will do one good thing, and we're like, suddenly I have to stand.
They literally laid down a brick, and you guys were like,
yeah.
I was like, is this the guy you hate?
Yes, and he still is, to be fair. Down with Chevy Chase. Down with Pierce Hawthorne. I've always said that. But yeah, I had a blast. I thought everyone was so good in it. Especially Dylan O'Brien, but that's just me.
Yeah, he was alright.
He was rizzing everybody up, including me.
He was just rizzing everyone up, and yeah.
And yeah. You're like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. All the men were creeping me out.
Oh. Okay. That's so funny.
Except for, the main dude.
Lorne?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He was giving.
Yeah, he was good.
He slayed the house down boots.
I was like, do I love Lorne Michaels? But people are thirsting over Lorne Michaels, and people are like, do you know that you're talking about this man with the present day picture of him, and it cracks me.
Let's remember where we came from.
I know. He was so small though in the movie. I was like, oh my God, I used to be this age.
And I'm like, how'd they let this fucker do anything?
I know, but like, if I need to like do fact checking of like how much of it is like 100% like.
Was the triple axle real?
That's what. That was one of my favorite scenes. The Gilda Radner, John Belushi scene, and then I just like the line at some point where they were like, "We've never had a show made by the people who grew up as TV was growing," or whatever he says, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool," and it's just like. I just love TV. I want to make TV, and that's what we felt empowered to do.
That's exactly.
So we formed a mini writers' room at like 12 o'clock. Well, first of all, we were like,
first we needed.
Our hearts are racing. We're having a rush. It's Saturday night. It was Friday, but it was Saturday night, and we went to the arcade. Julia had a Groupon. We got cheap arcade cards. We got ourselves a little drinky drink, and we just like burned energy. And then we came home, and we're like, let's write a show, and we can't give anything away for copyright reasons.
Yeah,
but we have a hit show on our hands. Just watch this space. Amy Poehler, get ready.
Amy Poehler, where the hell are you?
Yeah.
You gotta watch this podcast once.
In the club, we all fam. Anyway, go see Saturday Night. It was a blast.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. I really liked the pace of it. Like, I just, like, my heart was racing. It felt like a thriller but I wasn't scared.
I wasn't scared. I felt the same, like, energy after Challengers. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I could, after I went out of the theater, I wanted to do a cartwheel.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think if you watch those two movies back to back, it'd be like cocaine.
High.
Yeah. You don't need to do, that's like hard
anything.
drugs.
It would just be, because, like, what you feel.
Yeah.
But that's how you know it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It makes you, like, feel.
I was excited. I was emotional. I was in love with Dylan O'Brien.
I was like, how are these bitches doing shit? We could do shit.
Yeah, it really makes you like. It's like when you see like a superhero movie, especially when people compare it, like when they finally started making Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman. It's like women finally feel like they can go out there and like beat the shit out of something. But it was like we were watching this movie and we were like, I can write a TV show, and it's like I guess anyone can feel that, but obviously we come from like creative backgrounds where that is like the ideal realm that we could be in one day. So we were like, we need to do it right now.
We have to do it right now.
So
don't miss the opportunity.
Never miss the opportunity.
That's just beautiful.
Yeah, I had the time of my life.
Thanks for reminding me of that.
Yeah. I was like, if she doesn't say it, I will.
I'm not gonna say it.
So I'm gonna say it.
Every week is a blur to me.
Yes, so true. I was just really excited to have something to say. We had 2 big things. We saw Sabrina and we saw Saturday Night. What a weekend. And then we watched Saturday Night Live and Stevie Nicks slayed. And Ariana.
That was a good episode.
Such a strong. I feel like Ariana Grande is so talented. I want to see her be in comedies more.
So funny.
Yeah. And she, like, her impressions, like, no tea, no shade to Chloe Fineman, but her Jennifer Coolidge impression wiped. So good. Like, so good.
She commits to everything.
Her Celine Dion. Oh, it was so funny. Her and Bowen Yang making out. Guys, go watch.
Go watch.
We love SNL. And we love Saturday Night. And we love Sabrina Carpenter.
It's Saturday night.
It was, like, funny that they did an espresso sketch on SNL. And I was like, this is merging our weekend right in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we've been up to. And then I ordered some witchy books, so hopefully an update maybe next. You can read one of them. One has a vampire in it.
Oh my god.
Sorry, what? oh my god.
I need to read a Halloween book right now.
Well, they're coming. I got 3. One of them is about a witch dating a vampire. So if you want to read that, you can.
Okay.
Perfect. And they're supposed to be, they were highly rated books comparatively on Goodreads. So I'm having high hopes. More on that later.
We'll see about that. You know how I feel about some books.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh my God. We gotta get back to our girl Pip.
Okay, Pippington.
So we are going to be talking about A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
I can never say it.
I twist.
Every time I was talking about the book, I'd be like,
A Good Girl. We are talking about A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Pip is here. And for, I think, a first, we like intentionally read the book and then watched the show, which I'm trying to think of any adaptations we've done. Like, I kind of read some of the Bridgertons, but it wasn't like we were trying to do that. We're going to do Twilight next week. I haven't read those books. Hunger Games we just had read.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're really coming into this educated because sometimes we're like, I don't know if the books is good.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of it. Oh, like Percy Jackson or something, you know?
I don't know.
Maybe before the next season.
But now we're in our book game.
Yeah, we are.
And we're gonna take over the book space.
Yeah, book talk, watch out. Book tube.
The hell, Emily Henry people, where the hell are you?
Yeah, lock in. We did a whole
our video
extravaganza.
Our podcast is so good. Go tune in.
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you about this so we can get into all the tea if this lets me log in. Thank you. Okay, ready?
It's gonna be good.
It's fine. I can just say it's fine. Okay. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is a thriller mystery TV series based on the book of the same name by Holly Jackson. It follows Pippa Fitz-Amobi as she decides to focus her capstone project, or EPQ, on investigating the long closed case of local girl Andy Bell's murder 5 years ago. Pip is skeptical that Andy's boyfriend Sal had really committed the crime and taken his own life for it. So she reaches out to Sal's younger brother Ravi to help her figure out what really happened to Andy and clear Sal's name. However, the more Pippa investigates and closes in on the truth, the more her and the people she cares about's lives are put in danger.
True.
And that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I didn't want to give away all the stuff because we're going to obviously get into it. And needless to say, we should say this obviously about everything. And you shouldn't be watching this if you haven't seen this. But spoiler alert, this is a mystery. And we're going to talk about what happened.
And we're here to talk about the whole show. So spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Log out.
Yeah, click off. But also subscribe. So Bree, you read this book. Oh, I should have the book sitting out here. You tell everyone about you reading the book and your journey with the book. And I'm going to get the book.
Okay. Hi guys. I read the book in August on my baby Kindle. I think it was the second book I read on my little baby Kindle, and I just had a lovely time. And oh my God, there it is. But what else do I say?
Did you like the book?
I loved the book. I did take I gave it 4 stars.
That's what I gave it.
Oh, slay.
Yeah.
I took away 1 star for one reason. And that's it.
I don't really have a method to giving things stars. I felt like it was a 4. I felt the vibes.
Yeah.
And I clicked 4.
I was like, maybe like a 4.5, because and you can't do that on there, but I sometimes put it. But yeah, I felt like some things were just. But for a young adult, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
It was also like it was intense. The ending was crazy. Mm-hmm. Especially in the book.
Yeah, I agree. So I read 95% of the book like as the audiobook because I was struggling to fit it into my schedule, and I was like, oh, I can multitask if I can listen and then like do my laundry or like do a menial task at work that I don't have to like focus on, because if I focus too hard on work, then I'm not going to hear the audiobook, and obviously if I'm trying to do something my work needs my full attention, then I can't be distracted. Yeah. So while I could, I listened to the audiobook and I really liked it. I haven't listened to as many audiobooks as I would like, because I like that Spotify offers the opportunity, but I really like reading things for myself. But this felt like a good one to read, to feel kind of like spooky season. And I was like, let me see how they like voice actor sounds, and she sounded good. Sometimes if it's a bad voice actor, I'm like, oh, this is ruining the experience for me. Yeah. And I noticed it was a full cast, so I said, that's interesting. And kind of what I was saying at the beginning is the setup of the book is it's her school paper. So like a lot of it is like written as like a file or a document that she is making, or a transcript. So anytime it was like a live either recording or written out transcript or a phone call, they would have another voice actor voicing either like Ravi or one of Andy's friends, the journalist that she interviews. She interviews like a forensics person. They're all different voices, and I like that a lot. But when it was like a real life thing, like she's going to Ravi's house, the main voice actress is just changing her voice, which like I get. Like I'm not judging her at all. I really love and respect her, but I'm like, it's like I could just tell it's a person doing an impression of another person, and I get that it would be weird to have a bunch of different voices coming in when it's written like that. I think they like did the right thing, but I was like, so funny listening to someone just, especially if there's more than 2 people in the scene, because it's just like her voice changing a couple different ways. Yeah, like when like they did the camping trip, it was like all the friends, and like she's doing several voices. But it was really cool because like they would like make it sound like you're listening to a voice recording. Like it would sound like grainy. I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean. Like it felt very immersive. So I thought that was cool. So like I said, I listened to a majority of it via audiobook. I also listened to a majority of it before we started the show, and then I listened to the last hour today. So I like got to
the TV show ending before.
Yeah, so basically, and it kind of worked out. It was just like a bunch of timing things with how we had to like record and all that stuff. So my goal was to get as much as I could done, and I would say there are 2 major reveals at the end, and I didn't know there was a second, so I got to the one, I was like, okay, I know who did it, so now I can see like how it all unfolds, and then there's like a second twist where it's not quite what you think. So I kind of got to find that out via the show, and then I went back and I did listen to the rest of the audiobook today, and it was a very interesting contrast back to back of like how they reveal the ultimate murderer and how they characterize the murderer.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoyed it. Like I said, gave it 4 stars. I'd give the show about the same, because I feel like there are things that I liked and didn't like about the adaptation, but like as its own like show, I still liked it.
If you didn't know, it's just, if you didn't know what happened in the book or didn't read the book, like it's a good show.
I think it could have been, and I saw a couple people say this, it could have been longer.
Yeah.
Like it could have been even just 8, like from 6 to 8 episodes, I think would have solved some of like.
Yeah, reflecting on the show, it felt like very rushed for like a lot of the things. Like, I mean, in the book, I don't know, like, it kind of like she's getting into the investigation more. Like you're really.
Yeah, because it's like spaced out more. We're in the book, I think it starts around August, which is kind of where the show does, but it's like takes place over just a few weeks, where I think the book is like 2 or 3-ish months.
Yeah.
Because she's doing this like herself. Like she is accessing case files. She is interviewing the reporter. She is interviewing, like I said, forensics people. She is like doing all these things, going to the house party. Like some of the stuff does happen on the show, but I saw someone else point this out because I was on Tumblr looking at gifs of Pip and Ravi. And then someone was like asking about opinions, and they were like, Pip is given a lot of the information herself instead of finding it herself as like the investigator.
Yeah, she wasn't digging as much.
Yeah.
It kind of just fell in her lap in the show.
Yeah, but I think that's just because of 2 things. Like they only had 6 episodes, so they're like, we gotta pick up the pace, and it's just like the setup, the confines of the book gives you the ability to like really dig into that detail in a way that's like, if it was in the show, it's like, oh, she's just reading documents. She's reading documents. You can't do that in a show. So like they changed obviously certain things to like fit it, but it's, I really liked the book because you got so much more detail, but like if you were to do that on the show, it'd be boring. So it would have just been her reading documents and watching interviews and all this stuff, and they had to make it a little more dynamic in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah,
so
I feel like with the amount of time they got, it was really good. Like it like looked good. Like the
casting was good.
The casting, like that is Pip and Ravi. Like that was all good. I think yeah, just like, but most things you just miss out on a lot of detail.
Yeah.
But that's like usually the case, so I can't like. Yeah, but also like, so there's two other books.
Yeah, I was reading about that today.
And I know people were saying that some of the things that didn't happen in the show, like, means stuff isn't gonna happen. Like, so like I don't know that because I haven't read them, but like I'm like, well, that's interesting. Like I wonder what.
So if there's like an intention, like an intention to make the next few books, or if they're gonna just not make this a mini series.
Yeah.
If they're gonna change the way things happen, I'll have to like look into that more.
Is it getting? I haven't heard about it since it.
No, so like
hopefully
y'all bitches lock into this, bitches affectionately, because like it came out. Yeah. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why are they British?
Let's talk about the elephant in the BBC.
But pause. It released in Britain on the BBC like a month before Netflix UK got it or something like that. So I saw like people posting about it, but I was like, oh, I don't want to look at that yet because I haven't read or seen it. And then it came out here, but then I saw like no one making noise about it, like maybe for like a day or so, and then like disappeared. I'm like, I thought everyone loved this book and then would like be all over the show, unless it's just a case of Netflix, like it comes and it goes, and it's like you blink and you miss it because they release everything so fast, and then
it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah,
I know. I was like I feel like I was like so confused when it came out. I thought I was like, wait, it's not out yet, but it was out in Britain, and that's when I saw like the most. I was seeing spoilers already, and then it came out here, and everyone was like,
maybe people were streaming like
probably
a certain way,
and you really want to,
and then by the time it came out publicly here, like the people who were really dedicated had already seen it.
We're like done. They're on to the next thing.
All right, well, hopefully those people are locking into this podcast. Subscribe. Yeah, them being British really threw me for a loop, and I remember that was one of the things I did see when it came out. People were like, since when was the book set in Britain? So I had assumed that like it always was, but people didn't pick up on it in the book. But then me listening to the audiobook, I'm like, this is an all-American voice cast, or like American accents, and I'm like, so they just changed it, which I guess like the company making it was a British company, so like, well, we're gonna make it British. And I didn't like mind that, but it did kind of throw me off having heard Pip's like voice, quote unquote, in my head for weeks. And I'm like, now she's British.
Now she's British.
And half of them are pronouncing Ravi because of their accents. They're British. And I'm like, wrong.
I wish British people were real.
Yeah, they're so funny. I wish they were real.
We had to stay with our British people.
That was also like they had changed the confines of the things a little bit of like, this is her entry exam thing, not her like senior year project.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
That's something, this is like less important than the rest of it, but like the book ends with her like having a really good interview, but they make it like a conflict in the show of like, maybe I don't want to do what you want to do, Mom, which is like an interesting thing to change. But I was like, okay, go off.
Damn. Go off, Queen.
Go off.
They changed.
Before we get into like differences, I feel like we should just talk about generally like the main milestone things happen. So here's where we really get into it. I'm gonna say it. My man Sal was innocent.
Yeah.
And he was murdered by Elliot Ward.
Yeah.
I keep saying Becca. Becca's the only name I know.
Becca.
Pip's fucking teacher and her best friend's dad.
That was crazy.
Crazy.
Because that's like really dark. Like for it to be your friends, your best friend's dad.
Poor Kara, because her dad, first of all, her mom dead. Now her dad locked up. And Naomi's like always on the verge of a mental breakdown, which valid. She's been through some stuff. Like in the book, they make it this thing of like, don't tell them about that car crash because then Kara won't have Naomi either.
Yeah.
Like I need a wellness check on Kara. I might read the next book to figure out how she's doing.
But she just went to school.
Yeah. She will have like tears streaming down her face.
I would have to be locked up.
Yeah. That was crazy. So you find that out, and there is a bit of a difference with that in the book versus show, but then you also find out that like he basically goes down for Andy's murder, but Pip's like, that's not making sense, and then is like,
Pip has to keep digging.
Bump, bump, bump. It's actually Becca. Andy's sister.
Becca.
And I will say, so that's why I just want to talk about those big plot points because there's obviously differences in the book to the show, but generally it's still the same outcome. And I thought those were both interesting reveals, and I liked it because the whole time you're like, okay, she's building this suspect list. There's like 10 people on it at some point.
Her suspect list is so crazy.
And we know it would be insane if it was Sal because then why are we all here? Imagine like doing this whole project just find out it was Sal anyway. And then there's this piece in the book and in the show where you're considering maybe Andy's been alive this whole time, which really could have been interesting. I would have been on board if that had been true.
Yeah, I thought it was true. Like I like how the book did that, like leading you to think that was Andy, like the girl believing she was Andy.
Yeah, so that's
that was so good.
A principal difference was
I was like, what do you do? What? She was like, I got Andy immediately in the show.
This is one of the most interesting things, unless I was misunderstanding the show, is that the girl believes she's Andy, but so does he. Doesn't he? Like, he convinces himself that that's Andy. Yeah. Versus in the show, he's like, I found this girl and I thought it was her, but then I felt so guilty anyway. I still took her in and formed this fucked up relationship with her in place of Andy.
I know.
But he's fully aware that she's not Andy, and the girl is also fully aware that she's not Andy.
Yeah, which is so weird. Like, I feel like the books, like the way the book did it made it make like more sense.
It made
his character more like
twisted,
which like,
and I liked it.
Yeah. And I'm like, when they did it, when I was like,
in the show, you're like, okay.
I was like, okay,
like she's just there. It's just like makes it kind of weird.
He's just staying there.
It's like twisted in a different way. That's just kind of like, okay.
It's kind of I was like.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like there are a lot of things in the changes that I don't necessarily mind, but that's one of them where I'm like,
that's a big one, yeah.
That's like a huge like motive changer. I don't know if you're trying to like make it more conflicting of like, are we sympathetic to this guy versus like he's like a psychopath? I don't know. Because obviously it's black and white. They say, I think it's him that says, or is it Pip? I feel like there's a couple different things where it's like humans all have like a dark seed in them.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we all have.
And like certain things can push you over the edge.
Yeah.
Or like Pip says, like there's no such thing as like a good person, bad person. Everyone's like a little bit of a mix.
Yeah.
Which I feel like both the book and the show show that, but like the dad's just like kind of just made me sad. Like, not that I'm like feeling sympathetic for him, but when you see him just be really sad in prison, I'm like, this guy's so pathetic. Why did he do any of this? He literally didn't have to kill Sal. Like, he didn't have to kidnap this strange girl.
Yeah, in the show, it just seemed like he was doing way too much.
like relax.
In the book, he was like he was literally like insane. Because thinking it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just made it. And then in the book, you do think it's Andy for a second. I'm like, oh, she's alive this whole time, but then she's not, and that's another twist. At the end of the book, I'd be like,
because you instantly know, you're like, oh, there's this random fucking girl up there. For a second, I guess they give you.
It was obviously not Andy in the show because it wasn't the actor.
Yeah. And they like reveal her from the darkness. So for a second, you're like, is she? Isn't she?
The shadow's kind of creepy.
Yeah. So that was interesting. And then there were a couple things about that were tweaked that I think are positive and negative at the exact same time. So like in the book, after she like comes out of the house or whatever, I might be misremembering exactly because I was multitasking because I had to do my corporate job. Ravi's there when she leaves the house and like hugs her and is like, oh my god, you're okay. And then in the show it's her stepdad, which I'm like, oh damn, they took away a Ravi and Pip moment, but I love the stepdad.
Victor's blood twist, or like them thinking, what was the point of that?
That's another thing that I didn't love. I guess that it was adding more going on in the story, but like, why did we need to create drama between her mom and Victor? Yeah, to put slander on my man's name.
Slander on Victor.
I don't stand for that.
I didn't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's my unproblematic king. And they were trying to like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Make Pip question things, I guess. But I was like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I didn't love that. But I liked how he called her chicken and like, chicken! You know me, chicken. And then him being there for her when shit went down. I thought that was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So then the Becca thing happens, and a big thing I noticed today, having listened to the rest of the audiobook, was I feel like obviously this girl is a little sinister because she like put her sister in a well or a cryo chamber, whatever it fucking was in the book. I think it's like slightly different in the book. Like the fact that she's just like, okay, and does this. But I feel like the book, at least the way that the audiobook sounded, is like Becca's like more sympathetic and just like sad over it all. And it's like, it was still an accident. Like she already had the head injury and she just like didn't know what to do watching that happen. But in the show, it felt so much more like she was a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, and like she knew exactly what to do in their underground cave system, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and like she still like kind of was like that in the book. She's like, I knew what bleach to use from the crime shows, and I knew where I knew I had to hide her. And then when you start poking around, I knew I had to find a new person if Sal wasn't taking the blame. And like she still like had that tendency, but she was like crying in the book, and then she was like, do you want to see where I hit her?
She was just like
and she still poisons Pip or like drugs Pip. Like she still like has evil tendencies in both. But like in the book, she's at least being sad, and Pip is like wanting to help. That was crazy. In the book, Pip is like, you should leave the country. Like I don't want you to go down for this, but you should probably go because the law is the fucking law. Yeah. But in the show, it's just like Becca's like a psychopath.
Like, she has her little pink Fiat, and she's a psychopath. And then in the book, like. The dog, like, is an accident. Like, that's another thing. Like,
she let the dog go.
But the dog drowns. But like, in the show, she kills the dog.
And she fully hits it with the car, and I have to see it.
I'm like, that's what got me. The book was an accident. Like the dog got away, but like,
like it almost seems like Becca is just like scrambling, and she just like is falling into all these crazy things, and is like, well, now I gotta drug Pip, like, and now it's just gotta happen. Where in the show she's like explicitly going, well, now I'm gonna kill this dog. She's like, well, now I'm gonna drug Pip, and I'm gonna lock her in the catacombs too.
And that's like the funniest like looking girl to be like so sinister.
Yeah.
Like with her little
blonde girly and her pink Fiat.
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on?
That's a crazy, but I do like that because it was unexpected.
Yeah.
Where like it was like almost, well, in the book at least, they kind of have a moment, I think, at the beginning. Again, I might be remembering this wrong because I would be listening and then miss something and have to go back. Where like she like considers the relationship between the two of them. Andy, because like they were close or something, or like there had been some communication. In the show, unless you had read the book, you have no reason to really look at the dad until the phone call.
No, yeah.
So like they did a good job with that in the show. I thought was really like shocking, like it's the dad.
Yeah.
But in both, I would say book and show, the most surprising thing is Becca. Like, you would never expect the sister. Especially in the book, she's so sad. She's like, Becca was all I had.
Yeah.
And I think they do this in the show, too. Is like their dad was like suspect number one for a bit because he was like a terrible father. But But it was so sad listening to her cry in this audiobook where she's like, Andy was all I had, and then I told her. I think they made Andy worse in the book too, because she was like, she told her about the assault, using Andy's drugs to knock her out and then get assaulted, and Andy was like, I don't give a shit, just you can't tell anyone that those are my drugs. And she's like, bitch, I was assaulted. She's like, no, I don't care. And she's like, she was the only person who ever cared about me, and she didn't kill her on purpose. They fought, but she wasn't trying to kill her. But
she didn't know she had the.
I was like, in the show she obviously gets very dark, but at least in the show, you can, totally understand, she got really fucked up mentally, and I have to stand by her.
And I stand with her.
It's in the show, it was, next to her. In the book, it's a lot, more sympathetic, but at the same time, she has so much more reason to do it because they made Andy so bad. In the show, I feel like they pulled back on how bad Andy was.
Didn't see much on, and in the book, you see Andy's diary, right?
I think so.
I don't know. You get more on.
Yeah.
You just get more.
But then Becca's kind of more of a hater in the show.
Yeah. It's
it's interesting.
The things that were, I don't know, taken away from some characters are added based on what you, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the double twist, the ending is just so crazy, but it was so good. And you don't really expect. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. I liked it because I feel like when you go into books like these, murder mysteries in general, and you know that it's gotta be some big twist, especially when you're building suspects. You're like, well, it can't be any of these people because then that'd be too easy.
Yeah, it's immediately.
It's almost like these books set themselves up for failure because you go in with such a high expectation of wanting to be shook to your core, and then it's okay, it was this, and sometimes you can be disappointed.
Well, I went into this it's probably gonna be something kind of simple.
Yeah.
And then it was crazy.
And you were saying, it's very mature for a young adult book because they're talking about assault and then
kidnapping.
And then age difference, relationships.
You look like
Ezra Fitz. We were like, you look like Ezra Fitz. So sorry, Taylor Swift, but we have monopolized that song every time there's a student-teacher relationship. And why does it keep happening? And at least in this show, they are painting it as very, very, very bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah, and they do a good job. Yeah. But Jesus Christ, it's a lot of dark, twisted stuff. Also, a moment for fuck Max Hastings.
Fuck Max Hastings.
It's crazy. But it's crazy that he's played by the guy from My Lady Jane. Because I was like, oh, this guy sucks. He looks like he sucks. And I went, but I know him. And I know that I can trust him in a different life.
This guy is Max because I hated Max.
He's the worst. The woat.
The woat.
Yeah. So I think he gets some shit later. I've heard in the books. So
we have to read.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well. Anyway, but what else can I say? There's probably a bunch of things, and maybe if we have a little time, we can look up things we're missing. But I tried to write some more down. Oh, basically Pip's motive is completely different. Obviously in both, she's just she's doubtful that it's Sal. And nothing, she doesn't think it makes sense. And she was Sal was always nice to me. That was a big thing. But in the show, they have the scene they keep replaying where Andy walks by crying and tells her not to say anything. And Pip's 11.
She feels guilty.
And then Sal is where did Andy go? And it's revealed that she tells him where Andy went. And now she's racked with this potential guilt that if Sal really killed Andy, she's at fault because she told Sal where Andy was. And then Robbie's you just wanted to clear your own conscience.
Robbie's how dare you? You just want to clear your own name.
That's crazy. I thought that was super interesting too.
Yeah. When they make Pip break the computer in the book, and then that doesn't happen. I did wish they did that because I when she was had to make Robbie she had to make herself look. I'm not doing this anymore. I love that whole part and that angst.
Yeah, they didn't do that part. Like, they had other inks where, like, he was gonna move away.
I'm like, okay.
And then,
like, I'm getting on a bus.
And then they had another fight when he found out about the motive for doing it. But I liked that fight because he's like, this isn't you. I know you.
Were so high in that moment.
And she was, like trying to protect him.
She had to break all her evidence.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that. And, like, and then you just see the dog, like, immediately, like.
Yeah, wait.
That's fucked up.
The dog is crazy.
The dog fucked me up in 2 different ways in both of the things.
I know. It's like you think you know because it's coming. And then there was also a split second of us where we're like, maybe they won't do it. And then they did it anyway. And it was so much worse than you could have prepared yourself for.
Yeah, like, it actually, like, I didn't think we were going to.
No, they showed it multiple times. Yeah. And it wasn't like it was gory, but it was like the sight of a dead animal at all is awful.
But, like, in the book, you think, like, oh, the dog may be alive, like, still, or something. Like, it's just drawn out more.
Yeah, it, like, lasts a while.
Takes her laptop, and
then you find out that, it was an accident anyway, so it was
and
like...
that got me, both ways.
But then it's, like, so much more intense in the show, you're like, fuck, man.
I know, I'm like, Becca just freaking killed.
Yeah. I think I'm pro dog dying, though.
I'm, okay. I agree that it... build it, like, who cares if the dog died?
Where this is gonna be taken out of context and we get canceled.
No. But, like, it is funny, like not funny, but, like, people are literally dying in the book. Like, people literally died and are getting, and then there's the dog, and it's like, the dog,
which so is valid.
Which is pretty real.
I stand by that.
But yeah, I think in the book it got me just because it was like an accident. Like, the dog died. Like, no one killed the dog. Yeah. It's just like... It just walked into the water.
Yeah. But it was kidnapped.
It was kidnapped.
So it was... Either way, it was raising the stakes. Like, the stakes needed to be higher and show that this bitch wasn't messing around.
In the show, the bitch really wasn't messing around.
They were like, look, and then you have to look at it, too. Because, like, even in the book, no matter what happened, it's like... She just found out because, like, her mom or dad told her it happened and you don't see it. Yeah. But she walks home and, like, her poor little brother saw it, too. Yeah. Poor Josh. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, that dog.
I don't think any animal should die, but I will say it did raise the stakes.
I feel like in the book, it raised the stakes. Like, I liked that whole... her having to destroy her evidence. Yeah. I feel like I wish that was in the show. Yeah. Like, that really raised the stakes.
I agree.
I was like, damn, this teen is not playing.
Yeah. That's another thing. I feel like there are a couple, like, another couple Pip and Ravi moments. Like, I liked when they had to recreate the murder to figure out if it fit in the time.
We were missing so many Pip and Ravi moments.
Yeah. And, like, what they had was great. Like, I thought they had so many cute moments that even weren't in the book. Like, the marshmallow stuff. And, like, they kept meeting by the lake and stuff. Yeah. Chemistry was great. That's why I'm like, okay, and more, please.
But more.
Because I thought... Yeah, it was all their shit was so cute, and the casting was just great in general. Yeah, and then specifically them together was really good. But I liked it in the book, like the intensity of them being like, okay, we're gonna pretend we're killing Andy, and we have to see if Sal would have had enough time to do it. And that brings me to another interesting change, which honestly, this is one of the changes I kind of did like, even though it played into the fact that like some of the information was handed to her, but it made me like Naomi, Kara's sister, more. Mm-hmm. When she confronts them at the reunion about the fact that like Sal had to have taken that picture, and that means he didn't leave the party when they said he did, but instead of like her noticing the time in the picture, Naomi threatens Max with it. It's like, look, I've always been keeping this back pocket. Yeah. This proves that Sal was there. Like, don't make me fucking use this. I was like, fucking yes, Naomi. In the book, Naomi. Especially having heard the narrator, every time Naomi talks, she sounded so sad. But in the show, they gave her one little moment of like, okay, fuck this.
I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, because like she deservedly is very sad. Like she lost her best friend, the only person in that friend group that wasn't fucking crazy, which basically is Max, is fucking crazy. She lost her best friend. She's lost her mom. Mm-hmm. She's about to lose her dad. She's going through, and she like went through a traumatic event that she shouldn't have had to go through because Max manipulated them when they like had that car crash. Like,
was it crazy?
I stand with Naomi.
Yeah, me too. Freaking Max, the crash.
Crazy. And that was a crazy reveal too, because I was really like, oh my god, these kids did it.
Oh, there's no, literally. Yes.
For a while, I really was like locking in that Max did it. But I guess inadvertently, Max was always at the scene of the crime.
Yeah. That happened so fast on the show, too. That moment. Mm-hmm. Everything just happened so fast.
Yeah.
But the book, it just like keeps you so good.
Yeah. I like the book had so much detail and build up that the weird fucking cop was an interesting thing, but I guess that was just to streamline things.
I was like, who is this?
And then he like let her into the cell.
And then you were like, Louis Stan.
This is going back to the Chevy Chase of it all. When this fucking creep ass cop that was like, underage, seeing Andy underage as well. He's like, he goes, you have 5 minutes, and you just let me know if you ever need anything. I was like, oh, he's so nice.
We're like, oh, he's dead.
So fucked up. It's fucked up. This is the patriarchy. A man does one nice thing, and I'm like, oh my god. Smiles. No, just kidding. Only fictional Chevy Chase, and not the fucking cop on this show. Yeah, I feel like those are some of the biggest. I think that's everything. And then at the very end, I don't fully remember the context of this, and I literally just listened to it when Pip is giving like that talk or whatever, and then she's like, Ravi would be better to speak about his brother, and I'm like, that's so sweet. I like have that.
Yeah.
It's not every day that a girl gives up an easy A.
I was waiting for that, and then it just ended the credits. Yeah. And then she goes, "Any questions?" Like,
yeah, boom. Yeah. It's giving How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, I'm but, like, that's but the opposite. Badass. Where is it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's like, Ravi helped me. Like,
yeah, I like that a lot. Oh. There was merit to both. Like, I feel like there were things that I liked. Like I said, but
people were making me think, like, I thought the show was just going to be, like, god-awful from the things people were saying, and I liked the show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's, like, it's almost as if, again, I think regardless, I feel like some of the pacing and things could have been, like, I think it could have been drawn out more. Like, I think this could have been 8 episodes or something. But if you, like, look at it separately, then, like, knowing all the detail from the book, I like a little cozy mystery.
Yeah.
Like, the casting and acting was great. The chemistry between even like the friend group and stuff was great. I liked the part where Ravi went to Kara's house and was like, have you seen, and they find Pip together. Like, I like that in the show, because I think it's Victor that finds her with Ravi in the book. Does that seem right?
Yeah. Kara isn't there.
Yeah.
I like their friendship in the show. They had good chemistry.
And when they all hugged Kara when she came into the school after her dad was arrested, I was like, this is Heartstopper if Heartstopper got really fucked up.
Wait, another moment when you went, Ravi and Pip are under an umbrella, and you're like, it's like Charlie wins.
They're shook, they're shaking. This is literally Heartstopper in like a murder mystery.
What after in the week right next to each other.
That's so funny.
Our British.
We love the British. Wish they were real.
Not British.
That's what, I have to give one more shout out to the audiobook. Every time she opened or like the narrator was reading the like documents, it would be like Pippa Fitz-Amobi. Today it's like I can't hear her keep going Pippa Fitz-Amobi. Anything else? I was also just gonna say, I think it was hilarious that on Saturday Night Live there was a sketch about like coming to your best friend's house and being comforted by the smells, and
that's what I was thinking of during it.
That's so funny. And like I hadn't gotten to the part. I don't think I had gotten to the part yet where. Wait, I'm literally thinking, or I might have, and I just wasn't thinking about it. Like I hadn't gotten to the part where you knew that the dad. Yeah, I had it because I went to the grocery store on Sunday morning, and that's when I got to the part that you knew it was her dad. So like the night before I wasn't there yet, so I was not thinking about that at all. And then during the show, or like watching the show, it was all starting to click. I'm like, this is literally the SNL sketch.
Literally SNL.
So funny. Sarah Sherman's gonna be in the fridge. If you know, you know.
That's so creepy.
Anything else before we get to highs and lows?
I think that's it.
Yeah. All right then. Epic highs and lows. Who are your favorite characters?
Pip and Ravi.
Yeah. I wrote them, obviously, but I also I really like Naomi in the show and Victor across the board. That's my dad. He's not the stepdad, he's the dad that stepped up.
Yeah. I'm adding one.
Okay.
Barney.
Rest in peace. Brie Brie got a new phone, as she has shared.
No, this is. I
have to briefly say, Brie has been telling me that something really fucked up happens in the book. So this whole time I've been reading the book, I'm like, when is this gonna happen? And I thought something crazy. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. Something fucking morbid as fuck. And yes, I never want a dog or anyone to die, but I think I just had this like really high expectation that something fucking nuts was gonna happen.
Made it better.
Maybe, but then I'm listening to it and it was like, Barney, and I texted in our group chat and I was like, Brie, if this fucking dog dies, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah. But then this is the day that Brie gets her new phone and her phone is still like catching up on like messages and it being like fully functional, so she didn't get any of my texts. I'm like, Brie fucking hates me, but it was none of it was making sense because I'm like, Brie doesn't hate me. We're best friends.
We're going to Sabrina.
We're about to go to Sabrina's house. It's gonna be really awkward. She's beefing with me right before I'm taking her to Sabrina.
Beefing.
And she's been waiting for me to get to this part, so I'm like, there's no reason she wouldn't answer me. But I was having like a kind of like a mental health day, so I was like really depressed. I was like, this bitch is ignoring me. I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh, guess I'll just kill myself.
So then I had to text her on the side. I'm like, did you fucking get my text? She's like, no. I was like, LOL.
Wait, no, you sent eyes. Okay, the emoji the first text I got from Megan because my phone was messed up, was like the eye emoji, like, yeah. And I was thinking, oh my god, she got to the part. And yeah. I'm like, okay.
Meanwhile, I had sent 4 texts in the group chat being like, I'm listening to the audiobook. Oh my god, is something about to happen to this dog? Well, I just finished that chapter and now I'm depressed. So I'd sent all those texts. And then in our separate chat, I went, do you still want to watch the show tonight? Nothing from any of that. So then I was like, and then I did start to realize, I'm like, oh, she does have a new phone. So something's up. So I sent the eyes as a little test because I didn't want to be like, did you get my text? And then her go, yeah, I did, and I'm ignoring you.
Did, and I don't really care to answer.
So I sent the eyes, and then Brie sent me creepier eyes. So then I said me hiding from the eyes, and then she sent even more creepy eyes. And that's when I was like, she didn't get the text.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just say what you want to say. And then she was like, you just say what you want.
Like, tell me what's going on.
And I was like, you didn't get my text, did you?
And that's the miscommunication
no, I did not. we had our miscommunication trope. But yeah,
I was waiting. So yeah, I think because I was like, oh my god, do I tell Megan?
But I'm like, about the dog.
I can't tell Megan. That's like a big part. That's like,
yeah.
But I had already said something, so you were thinking that it was like this big thing.
No, it's like she almost gets assaulted, and thank God someone stepped in both times. I think.
Yeah.
I like that character wasn't in the book. That one character that like helped her at the junkyard or wherever she was.
Yeah.
And then helped her at the party.
Yeah, I know. She was in the book a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't even know who.
But I thought I thought something was gonna happen to my girl Pip. I don't know.
Megan doesn't like when dogs die.
No, I don't. I cried in the show. I was like sobbing right before Sabrina.
The dog die.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, the dog
fucking died.
I feel like I have to. I feel like it's like my duty to tell Megan, but then I was like, I can't tell Megan. That's like a good spoiler. It's a spoiler.
I think
so. Then I like it got to the point where it just seemed like it was gonna be like the biggest thing ever.
I think should this ever become an issue, if it's a show or something like this again, that's like a plot point to the show. But if it's like the fucking Milo Ventimiglia movie or Marley and Me, when it's like the whole story is about this fucking dog, like I need to know beforehand.
Oh, that's a good movie. We should turn it on.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, least favorite character,
Max.
Yeah, I put Max and Elliot Ward. Fucking freaks.
Yeah, fucking
derogatory.
Fucking freaks.
Favorite moments.
Yeah, I don't really. Okay.
I have some. It's basically a lot of just Pip and Ravi.
I know. I literally said Pip and Ravi scenes.
Mm-hmm. I put the marshmallow scene and the kiss by the lake that was in the show, and I like their sleepover, and I like when he meets Josh, and she's like, "Don't tell mom and dad that Ravi's here," and he's like, "Who's Ravi?" I'm like, fucking best friend.
Yeah.
I feel like I liked all their moments in the book too. I wish more of those had made it in, but they were very cute in the show as well.
Yeah, I agree. And I liked the camping scene, but more so, I liked it in the show, but like I liked it more in the book. I feel like, I don't know, there's something about it.
Mm-hmm.
my friends.
Yeah, I love a friend group. Least favorite? Sorry.
And like in the camping scene when she gets the first note, like it's just like when shit starts to go down. Mm-hmm. But I liked in the show, it was creepy with I like your PJs, like that whole scene.
Yeah. That was freaky. That's when you think something's about to happen to that dog.
No, and then the dog is just worried about the damn dog.
So that was why, like the dog is like let out. I'm like, why'd she let the dog out? But then the dog goes right back into the house. So I'm like, oh my god, the dog's gonna live.
Yeah, that's another thing in the show where like
they trick you.
The dog will live.
Mm-hmm. And then as soon as it's like, don't ever see him again. And it is really sweet that the first person she calls, she's like, oh my god, they're talking about Ravi.
Yeah.
But it's her doggy.
They were not too upset about that dog.
No, she's kind of like, I gotta.
Like, okay.
She's much more upset. Yeah. Like everyone's much more upset in the book, and I guess there's just more time. There's more time to be.
In the book.
She in the book, she gets into the car with her mom, and the mom had been crying, and they're just like, oh, this sucks. That's a part of the family.
It's family for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also just like their family.
Mm-hmm. Least favorite moments. The dog dying.
Barney.
Yeah.
Max on screen.
Yeah.
Just Max in general.
I also wrote, I almost cried during this, in the show, when Ravi makes Pip her little drink.
I didn't write it down.
I was like, oh my god, I love him so much. And he's telling her that he, like, went to the trouble to, like, make her a non-alcoholic, like, cocktail and was, like, doing it, like, based on, like, her injury. And then she's like, I'm not coming. And he's just sitting there with her 2 little drinks.
Whoa.
I love him so much, Ravi.
Put in the show when Ravi just gets on the bus.
Like and then he's like, and then I'm like, he needs to get off the bus. But then he goes, can we stop the bus? I said, the nerve to stop the entire bus.
These kids have.
The right they think they have.
Also, like, Pip walking out on her mom. Like, just like, what the hell?
They run this town.
They run this shit. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unserious the show can be, what would you rate this?
4?
I said 3.
Okay, so I could agree with that.
3.5. Perfect. And would you recommend the show?
Yes.
I said, well, yes.
Especially the book.
Yeah, I definitely think the book is worth reading first.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And it's spooky season, so if there's some time.
So get into it.
Yeah.
And will they get another season?
We will see.
I want them to, because that will give me more motive to continue. Well, I want to read the next book, but like, you know.
Okay, team.
Oh, team.
All right. Well, that brings us to our final segment, Game Time with Megan and Bree. Ha. Oh.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
We're taking a BuzzFeed quiz. Which A Good Girl's Guide to Murder character matches your personality? I can kick us off. Are you ready? Do you have it?
I'm so sorry. I should download the... I'm not going to, but now I have room.
Mm-hmm. All right, while Bree pulls this up, I'm going to read the first question. First, what subject in school was your least favorite? English, science, math, history, art, or foreign language?
Mine would have to be math.
Mine's science.
Slay.
Cannot fucking do that shit.
Science.
My brain just did not
roll.
Nah. Sometimes, but mostly, nah.
In your friend group, what best describes you? I go with the flow. I'm the planner. I'm the mom friend. I'm the comedic relief. I like to party. I keep everyone's secrets.
I'm feeling connected to all of these except for I like to party. Not that I don't like to party, but I wouldn't say that that's like
the key.
Give me a label. Yeah. But like sometimes I'm like, I'll do what everyone's doing. Yeah. Like I try to be easy, but I also like to plan things, but I also like to make sure everyone's okay and be the mom friend. And I also like to tell a little joke.
I also like to make everyone laugh.
I keep everyone's secrets, I would say.
I tell everybody's secrets.
Yeah, you're not very good. I think I'm leaning towards either planner or mom friend.
I would say planner.
For you?
For you.
Oh, for me. Okay, I'll do it.
I like to party. Just kidding.
I like to party.
I'm leaning. I go with the flow, or I feel like I don't go with the flow as well anymore. Like I am like I feel like I'm more like I need things to be.
Yeah, I need to know what's going.
More go with the flow, but I'm getting to like where I need to know exact details of things and stuff.
Yeah, because like I'm not trying to go to a secondary location unless I'm mentally prepared to do that. It's like I either have to be fully like it has to be like when we were hyped on Saturday night that I was like let's just fucking do it. But if I'm like logically like I'm going to the sing and I'll be home by 10, it's gonna be really hard to convince me that I'm not gonna be home by 10. It like depends. It's like you either have to tell me right before or plan it a week in advance so I have time to mentally prepare.
About a month.
Yeah.
You just have to give me every single detail.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do comedic relief.
Am I the comedic relief?
Sometimes. That's the thing. I think we are all things at some point.
Yeah. Well, I'm never the mom friend. Fuck that.
You're like, I hope you guys don't get home safe.
I'm like,
and don't text me when you get home.
Don't even text me. I don't really give a fuck.
All right.
I'm like, you want a snack? I don't have it. I'm the comedic relief. I like to party.
All right, just pick a muffin. Blueberry.
Just pick a muffin.
Banana nut. Pumpkin. Lemon poppy seed. Corn. Or double chocolate chip.
Oh my god, no, I want a muffin.
Yeah.
I would say banana nut.
Okay, perfect. I'm blueberry. That's my favorite muffin in the world.
Bitch. It's my favorite muffin in the world.
Oh.
Ew, corn. Okay. Choose an iconic detective duo.
Mm-hmm.
Benson and Stabler from Law and Order SVU.
Mm-hmm.
Peralta.
Yeah.
And Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan and Booth from Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Cagney and Lacey from Cagney and Lacey. Mulder and Scully from The X-Files. Holmes and Watson from Sherlock.
I'm picking Peralta and Holt. Those are my boys. I feel like it should be Peralta and Santiago, but Captain Holt's the best character on that show. So. Or even Diaz could be in there. What about you?
Oh, I don't know.
You should probably pick Benson and Stabler for Julia.
Okay, I will. I'm like, I really don't know any of these people. I know. Right. I haven't seen these shows. Okay. I know of them.
Yeah.
Actually, who's Cagney and Lacey?
They're like two detectives. It's like probably the 70s, 80s.
Okay.
In Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Terry Crews's kids are named Cagney and Lacey. Now, which A Good Girl's Guide to Murder character would you defend with your life? Fitz-amobi, Ravi Singh, Saul Singh, Kara Ward, Victor Amobi, or Barney. Okay, those are my best bitches right there, I hate to say.
Oh my god.
I love everyone. The picture of Barney. I'm gonna kill myself. Sorry, I don't mean it.
Okay, well, Sal's already dead, and Barney's already dead.
So are you picking?
I'm gonna say Pip.
Oh, okay. I say Ravi.
Okay.
But I love that dog. The dog.
It's dead.
Shut up!
I went from this is the worst thing to it's dead. I'm like, I'm over it. It's been... No. Oh. If you had to do an EPQ project like Pitt, which topic would you pick?
These are lit. Lyricism
in Taylor Swift's music, Jack the Ripper and the fascination with unsolved murders, TikTok's impact on our culture, a deep dive into the strong female characters in English literature, the bury your gaze trope in popular media, a timeline. Is laughter really the best medicine? An investigation.
These are all
sound so good.
I would read these.
Yeah.
I simply have to pick Taylor Swift.
Well, the bug. I'm going to go a deep dive into strong female characters.
Mm-hmm. That's my second choice.
Yes.
And finally, which upcoming book adaptation are you most excited about?
Oh.
Fourth Wing, Beach Read, People We Made on Vacation, 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters, or We'll Always Have Summer. I will be tuned in for everything.
I know. Well, the thing I know most about is People.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pick 7 Husbands.
Yeah, I'm picking
Even
People
though
We
I
Made
know
on Vacation.
nothing. Like, is it even still happening?
Yeah. Obviously, I also love my Summer Boys, and I'm ready to see one of them fall. So.
Summer Boys!
But I'm picking People We Made on Vacation because Tom Blythe and Emily Bader. I'm not speaking on that right now.
My boy!
I'm not at liberty to speak on that.
My boy!
Alright.
My boy!
I have my character.
Me too.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Should we both say them at the same time?
Yeah.
Even if they're different? We're like mumbling. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Pip! Me and you picking different answers for every single question.
Yeah.
And we're both Pip. We have the personality that matches Pip. Inquisitive, smart, and loyal like Pip. You love to solve any problem thrown your way. I don't know about that. You're someone who leads with a healthy balance of head and heart. Once you put your mind to something, there is no stopping you until you achieve your goals. You're a natural born leader, even though you can be a tad shy in larger group settings.
I don't know about that. For me.
Yeah.
But what if Pip's the only answer?
Wait, should we go through and click a bunch of random things?
Completely different things.
Yeah, and there's another one where it's like only choosing between Ravi and Pip, and we did that, and she got Pip, I got Ravi.
Yeah.
But I'm like, does this quiz have like the other people?
Barney?
Yeah, what if I was Barney? I'm just gonna click on some things.
Barney.
But yeah. I got Pip again.
Really?
Yeah. I clicked on almost all different answers, I think.
I got Pip again.
The fuck? This is a scam.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Well, looks like...
Oh, this time I got Ravi. He's so cute. Well, let me zoom on it.
Totally.
Wow. All right, well, you could at least get them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching. Let us know if you liked the book, if you liked the show adaptation, your thoughts, if you've read the second and or third one as well, and if you think those are worth jumping into too.
Should we dive in?
Should we dive on in? I have to read a witch book before October's over, but who knows what's next.
Yeah.
And until next time, anyone have any questions? Is that what she says this last? Do I have any more challengers? Any questions? And we'll see you next week.
Work, Sarge.
Nice work, Sarge. What are we doing next week?
Twilight! Yeah.
What was that?
My pen.
Oh.
And my charger.
No. I was going to say one more thing. In the show when they're fighting over who gets to be Sherlock and Watson, but then he's like, this is why you need a Watson.
Yeah.
Okay, Twilight next week.
Very cute. Bye.
Bye.